Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church in Columbia, South Carolina, where we're part of the ELCA. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. I think I may have mentioned recently that perhaps my favorite part of the Christmas story is the angels' exuberant burst of praise at what God was doing in Jesus that the shepherds in the field heard. It fascinates me that there was such joy in heaven at the beginning of God's action to save us, and how those angels must have been filled with joy, and they just had to share the news. They just had to sing and shout praise to God. They had to bring greetings. And so we sing, Hark, the Herald angels sing, as we remember their joy. This time of year, we find our hearts singing along with so many Christmas carols, and we find them expressing our own joy. I'm reminded of so many Christmases when I was growing up, and we would sing Christmas carols to those who were homebound. I remember one man who had Parkinson's disease who could hardly talk, but as we sang, he sang with us, never missing a note or a word. But here's the thing. We always sang the first verse of the carol that everyone knew, and then moved on to the first verse of another carol. And so, as we continue to celebrate Christmas throughout the week, we have been looking at some of the Christmas carols, how they came to be, and what they mean. Like I said, we tend to know the first verse, but sometimes there's real depth and meaning that can be found later in the song too. With the carol, Hark, the Herald Angels Sing, we know those angels sang to the shepherds, but what other riches does that carol offer in the verses we don't know so well? Charles Wesley penned this hymn in 1739, originally beginning with, Hark, how all the welkin rings. His friend George Whitefield later revised it to the now familiar Hark, the Herald Angels Sing. The tune we sing today was adapted by William H. Cummings from a cantata by Felix Mendelssohn. Though Wesley initially disliked the more jubilant melody, the pairing has endured for centuries. Maybe the first thing to talk about is what a herald is. A herald is someone who is sent to proclaim a message, and I think that's a powerful statement right there that we may never have thought of. Heralds are sent. That means that God sent those angels to tell those shepherds. And to me, that means it wasn't just the angels who were excited about what God was doing in the birth of Jesus. God was excited about it too. So excited that God just had to tell someone about it. And there those shepherds were. Again, we know the first verse. Let's look a little deeper into this hymn. Stanza 2 says, Christ by highest heaven adored, Christ the everlasting Lord, late in time behold him come, offspring of a virgin's womb. Veiled in flesh the Godhead see, hail incarnate deity, pleased as man with us to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. What this verse proclaims is that Christ had all the honor and glory to be found in heaven, but gave all that up to come to us. Now, or as the hymn says, late in time, or that is lately, Christ has come to us, and not just come to us, but come as one of us, the offspring of a virgin's womb. The phrase, veiled in flesh the Godhead see, begins to point to the incarnation. God come in the flesh, hidden, yet there for all to see. And the verse ends by pointing out that this wasn't something Jesus did reluctantly or with reserve. He was pleased to come among us in love to save. He is Emmanuel, God with us. The last verse also celebrates this incarnation. Hail, the heaven-born Prince of Peace! Hail, the Son of Righteousness! Light and life to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that we no more may die, born to raise each child of earth, born to give us second birth. This hymn is a theological treasure trove. It proclaims the incarnation, God becoming human, and the reconciliation between heaven and earth. Phrases like God and sinners reconciled and veiled in flesh the Godhead see reflect deep truths about who Jesus is and what he comes to do. We give honor and praise to Jesus and all the ways his coming affects our lives. He brings peace, he gives righteousness, and with his resurrection brings life, light, and healing to everyone. This is the reason he came. Jesus gave up glory that we might have eternal glory. We should hearken to the angels' voices. With all we are, we give glory to the newborn King. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.